We did it. The Seahawks actually did it. With a victory over the Rams, it is time to look now at the Super Bowl. Seahawks are one game away, and it's a revenge game. Yes, I understand that none of the players on this Seahawks team took on that New England Patriots team, and I know that there's a bunch of players on that Patriots team, in fact, all of them, that did not take on that last Seahawks team. But that doesn't mean that the city of Seattle and the Pacific Northwest, the fans, are not looking out for revenge against New England. They are the starship. They are the Death Star. They are the Empire. They continue to do it year after year after year, and it's our opportunity. It's our chance to come away with a victory in a Super Bowl over the big bad bullies, and I think the Seahawks can do that. We're going to get into my early preview right now. This is Seahawks Today. I am your host, Will Ortner, and it is never, ever too early to look ahead to the Super Bowl. Obviously, we have, 13 days or so away before that game gets actually underway, but I'll tell you right now, we are going to break down the early preview, and we will have you covered throughout the next 2 weeks in the buildup going into the big game. Any type of news, rumors, injury news, changes that need to be made, we've got you covered. So make sure that you're subscribed to the channel, and we're going to dive into all that information. By the way, make sure that you get your Mob Mentality t-shirts right now. They are $34.99. We got the black. We have the navy. These things are sweet. We are going to have the link in the comment section as well as the description of today's video. You got the head honcho there right in the middle. Plus, you got 4 big-time stars for this team. Go and grab yours today. It's going to be the talk of the town in Seattle and the PNW. All right, so we're diving into the Seahawks injury news going on right now, and I think the easy two to talk about are Sam Darnold and his oblique injury, and Charles Cross, and I would love to say just his knee injury. I would love to say just his foot injury. I would love to say just his hamstring injury, but unfortunately, I am unable to do that, so he gets the hockey lower body tag. First, we're going to start with Sam Darnold, and as you can see through his playoff stats, he's clearly having a phenomenal playoffs. Now, against the 49ers, he wasn't asked to do too much, so he didn't do too much. Against the LA Rams, Sam Darnold was asked to be a superhero. He was asked to be Superman, and frankly, Sam Darnold showed up in the biggest moments. He proved all the haters wrong. He proved all the doubters wrong. Now, I still believe that you are going to see him show up as a limited participant throughout the rest of the next 2 weeks in practice because of the oblique injury. But he looked good moving around. He looked like he was comfortable when he was throwing the football off platform. And that's what's going to be most important, because when you have a core injury, it can hinder you from doing those types of things. Now Darnold is going to get 2 weeks essentially to rest, recover, and get his core in the best possible spot. I feel pretty darn good about where he's at because he's looked pretty darn good the last couple of weeks. Next, we're going to talk about Charles Cross. And this is a guy who is just a warrior right now. I can't question his toughness, and no one else should either. The fact that Cross is playing through a hamstring injury, he's playing through a foot injury, he's playing through a knee injury, and you know they're all probably linked in some way. The fact that he's continuing to fight and push himself and put himself out for this team, man, it means the world. Cross is going to need to get extra rest this week. Don't be shocked if you see him as a limited participant or a non-participant in practice. Now, I do think as we get closer to game day, I'm talking about Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of next week, you will see Cross play and practice a little bit more just to make sure that the blood's flowing, everything is looking good for him and for the Seahawks. But Cross, he's going to be one that you want to keep an eye on. Right now, we are in a sub-battle with Patriots today. It is 0-0. We are going to be keeping track all these next 2 weeks. I was going to say all week long, but it ends up being a gigantic week since there is a week in between. We will keep you updated on who is winning the sub battle. So if you have not subscribed to the channel, come on in, smash that sub button. Right now, Patriots, they have an injury report that isn't frankly too bad. It's not gigantic, although they are going to be on the lookout for Robert Spillane and where he's going to be with his injury status. Now, Spillane's a guy who has missed some time throughout the year with different injuries. Obviously, he ends up getting banged up in that AFC Championship game. Now, what is important to kind of notice and what is important to watch with Spillane is that he was back out celebrating with the team. So is this an injury that's going to keep him out of the big game? Probably not, but this is a big injury to watch. The Patriots defense is better than people give it credit for, and Spillane is the perfect embodiment of that Patriots defense because he's a lot better than people give him credit for. So if he's not going to be able to get out there and go, that would, one, be shocking to me, but it would make life a little bit easier on the Seahawks run game. He's going to give it a go. The question is, how injured is he? Next, we're going to dive into my matchups to watch. I do have a couple of them. I came into it thinking that it was only going to be one, and then I realized, well, shoot, Will, you can't just talk about the offensive side of the football. Right now, to me, the big matchup to watch on the offensive side is going to be that Seahawks run game. Kenneth Walker has got to set the tone like he did against the Rams. Now, obviously, the Rams had a very good game plan to slow down Walker after that first quarter, but I believe that first drive, Walker's running ability, finding open holes, making big plays is kind of what opened everything else up for the passing game. And I feel like Walker is going to need to have another performance like that. The way that he was able to rush off, get into the end zone, get the scoring started early for Seattle, obviously got the momentum flowing, and then Sam Darnold in the passing attack took over from there. We are going to have to be able to run the football because if Seattle runs the football, even like they did against the Rams, which is more of a modest performance than what Seattle was able to do against San Fran, it forces the Patriots to respect the rushing attack and commit more people to the rushing attack. And if that is what happens, it's only going to open up more holes in the defense for this passing game, allow Sam Darnold to find JSN, AJ Barner, Cooper Kupp, Rashid Shaheed, the likes of this passing attack. Make sure that you run the football. Do not allow the Patriots to drop more guys into coverage or to bring more fire zones, to bring blitzes against Darnold, because it will not set up well for a Seahawks victory. I'm going to talk about my matchup to watch and my X factor and my score prediction in just a moment. But before we do, I need to let you know about the sponsor of today's video. That's our good friends over at Rocket Money. I've been telling you guys for the last month or so that I'm very excited about a trip that I'm going to make in July. Going to go on a little bit of vacation, go back home. But I realized before I could go on that vacation, I needed to budget my money. And thank goodness I found Rocket Money. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. Rocket Money helped track my subscriptions. We found that I was actually double paying for a couple of streaming services. Rocket Money helped me cancel those extra subscriptions and save some money. What I was able to do with that money then is use Rocket Money to help me set a budget for that trip in July. I took some of that saved money, I put it into the budget, and then Rocket Money is also helping me set spending goals for each month. So I'm saving a little bit of extra money here and there, and I'm able to put that into that budget for that trip. Thank you so much to Rocket Money, helping make that trip easier and easier for your boy. Let Rocket Money help you reach your financial goals faster. Join at rocketmoney.com/SeahawksChat. That's rocketmoney.com/SeahawksChat. rocketmoney.com/SeahawksChat. Another matchup that we need to watch out for is between the Patriots offensive line and the defensive line of the Seattle Seahawks. I don't know if you guys realize this, but in the AFC wildcard matchup, Odafe Oweh for the Chargers had multiple sacks against Drake May and multiple forced fumbles. He's an edge rusher. Against the Texans in the divisional round, Will Anderson Jr. had multiple sacks and multiple forced fumbles in that game. He is an edge rusher. This is the perfect opportunity for Uchenna Nwosu and my matchup to watch DeMarcus Lawrence against Will Campbell on the edges. This is the perfect opportunity for the edge rushers of Seattle to take over this ball game. When DeMarcus Lawrence makes a play, it leads to forced fumbles, it leads to interceptions, it leads to turnovers for the other team. DeMarcus Lawrence has long arms. What does Will Campbell struggle with? He's got short little T-Rex arms. That's why people were saying he'd be a great guard, not necessarily a great tackle. I still believe in Will Campbell. I think he's going to be a very good player. I think he is a very good player. But when you have a clear mismatch and you have a guy like Tank who can get those long arms reached out, extended, man, oh man, do I think the Seahawks can get after Drake May. Now, they're going to have more contained rushes because May can move around now. He's got a little bit of wiggle to him. But if this defensive line can play in the backfield of the Patriots, I feel pretty damn confident about what the Seahawks can do. Which matchups are you locked in on for this game? Let me know down below in the comment section. Is it maybe JSN against a guy like Christian Gonzalez? Is it going to be Sam Darnold against the secondary of the Patriots? Who knows? Maybe it's a guy like Reek Wolin, and is he going to be able to shut down a Stephon Diggs or a Mac Hollins? You let me know down below in the comment section what you are looking out for. I believe that I have the perfect X factor for this game because this guy, whenever he makes a play, it seems to be an explosive. Now, we've had 2 playoff games for the Seattle Seahawks this postseason. In both games, this individual player has had an explosive play for the Seahawks. Rashid Shaheed is going to be the X factor in this matchup. Now, when you look at his stat line in the playoffs, you're going to say, well, he has 51 yards receiving, but it's only 1 play. It was a big catch to get the offense going early in that game against the Rams. When you look at the San Francisco 49ers game, he has the big kickoff return for a touchdown to get that game started and going early. When Shaheed gets the ball in his hands, big plays happen. It doesn't matter whether it's a punt return, a kick return, or when he's catching the football. Shaheed is going to have a big play in this game. I've said for the last couple of weeks now, he is Percy Harvin with a worse PR team. And I continue to believe that. He is going to have a big play in this Super Bowl. The question is, will Seattle be able to capitalize on it? They've been able to do so in the last 2 games. I think that they do so in this one. And who knows? He might even get his first receiving touchdown as a Seattle Seahawk in this matchup. The Patriots have a good defense. But I don't know if you can waste Christian Gonzalez, on Shaheed because that means you're getting a worse matchup against a guy like JSN. So to me, Shaheed's going to get an easier matchup against whichever corner he's going against, and I think that he can exploit it. Who knows? Maybe he'll even take a kick or a punt back or 2. Let me know what your score prediction is down below in the comment section. Who do you have winning the game? By how much? Let me know. Sound off down below. Here's my early prediction right now. I've got the Seahawks coming out on top 28-21. Who knows? It would be very fitting, and it would be perfect, chef's kiss, if Drake May threw an interception down on the goal line. It would make me just feel so warm and fuzzy inside. Let's freaking go. I couldn't be more fired up. I know that you are fired up for this one. If you're watching this on Monday, we will be live later on today, 4 p.m. Central Time. That's 3 Mountain Time. That's 2 over on the Pacific Time, and that is 5 on the East Coast because I want to talk with the people. I want to hang out with y'all, and I just want to celebrate a huge Seahawks victory. But remember, the job isn't finished yet. We got that sub battle going on against Patriots today. Hit that sub button if you love the Seahawks, but more importantly, if you hate the Patriots, hit that sub button. Let us win here at Chat Sports, and let's continue to grow. Seahawks Today is growing by the thousands, day after day after day. Hit that sub button. Join the movement of the 12s. Thank you guys so much for viewing the video today, and I'll catch you guys later.